Nice to see you up there. I'm your host, John Phillips, and I'm joined by Jeremiah Richards and Miguel Flores as we talk about All-Star festivities. Guys, the discourse around All-Star Weekend going into it wasn't the greatest, but how do you guys feel, starting with the three-point contest, how do you guys feel it went?
I thought the All-Star game was great, honestly. I mean, guys like Wemby came out and competed immediately. I mean, as soon as the ball got tipped off, he immediately buried Cade Cunningham in the paint and put a dunk on.
That's how it should be.
I thought it was great.
That's fair. How'd you feel?
I agree. I liked it this week. Sorry about that, but there's definitely some points that do need some renovation, I think.
That's fair. Let's talk about that three-point contest. I mean, Damian Lillard winning, he's off an Achilles injury. He hasn't even played this season. How do you guys feel? I mean, were you guys surprised by that winner?
Honestly, no. I mean, I was rooting for Concanipo, honestly, but I think Dame shot great. Wasn't any surprise, honestly.
That's fair, Miguel. I mean, were you expecting that coming off the Achilles injury?
Yeah, we were actually talking about this earlier. We were like, oh, bro, Dave's not going to do it, but I'm kind of shocked. I was on the same boat as Jeremiah. I thought Colin was going to do it, but I'm glad he won it. I like Dame.
Yeah, and then the dunk contest. There's been a lot of talk about how this was the worst dunk contest, or beforehand how it was going to be the worst dunk contest field ever, but it was kind of, at least in my opinion, saved a little bit by Keshaw Johnson. I mean, what did you guys feel about the dunk contest?
I'm going to tell you like this. Dunk contest, Adam Silver, he has to take the dunk contest, grab it, wrap it up, spit on it, throw it away, roll the ball out there. I want to see a one-on-one contest, honestly. One-on-one, 3 dribbles, and the thing with the one-on-one contest is you don't even have to have crazy talent like with big names like KD. Like, you could send guys out there like, let me see Keontae George versus Cam Thomas, or
I want to see T.J. McConnell cook someone.
Jeremiah Fears, like. Or, heck, the Ball brothers might play. Like, that puts butts on couches.
It does. I mean, do you feel the same way? Is the dunk contest just done now? Is it over?
Get rid of it.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't know if I should blame the 2016 contest for setting up my hopes high for the rest of my life. But year after year, it's been a letdown. I can make dunking Oreos and milk more entertaining.
That's
it
fair.
was a dance contest for him. I was just disappointed.
But like you said, that 26 contest, can we get rid of something that gave us Aaron Gordon versus Zach LaVine? Can we get rid of that?
Yes.
True.
If you guys think so, I mean, but moving on to the Rising Stars game, I mean, the format's a little bit different now. How'd you guys feel about that game?
I thought it was a great game, honestly. I love seeing the young talent, like guys go out there and compete. It was pretty great.
That's fair. Do you think that maybe they're a little undeserved All-Stars? Like Ron Harper Jr. is now an All-Star. How do you feel about those guys becoming part of All-Star festivities?
I agree. I think the All-Stars are definitely a little undeserved, but it is what it is. It gets to showcase the young talent, so I'm down for it. I think I could get used to it.
That's fair. And then the big thing of the weekend, I mean, All-Star game. There's a lot of talk about that as well with dunk contests, as both of them should be gone out of here. But I'd say it kind of lived up or exceeded expectations. I mean, how did you guys feel about the All-Star game?
I was a critic of it beforehand, but once they got out, they got running. I think it was very competitive, seeing guys out there like Donovan Mitchell and Kawhi had a great game. And even with the format that Adam Silver did come up with, I like it because it makes you think about what's going to happen in 2028 when we take
Team
the
USA
team to the Olympics. Like, who's going to be our center? Like, you look at guys like Dern and Chet, you just think about who's going to be on the team. I thought it was great. That's
completely fair. Did you have that same kind of vibe out of that tournament?
I agree. At first, I was a little curious off the format, but I mean, that round robin stage was awesome. All the games coming down to a couple points in the final minutes and seconds of the game. I loved it. I mean, it felt competitive. Wemby brought it. Ant brought it. Kawhi dropping 31 and 12. That's just insane. So I loved it.
There were a lot of crazy performances, but who do you think was missing from the game? Because every year they're all-star snubs. I mean, who do you guys think should have made the all-star game that didn't? Jeremiah, let's start with you.
I'm going to say Michael Porter Jr. I mean, this guy's having almost a career year in every stat. Although his team does suck, you can't deny a guy having a career year, so I feel like he should have been in the game.
That's fair. Miguel, was there anyone else you felt like?
I'm off his coattails. I'm going to sound like a broken record here, but MPJ definitely deserved it. I think he's a top 20 scorer right now in the league, so give it to him. I get he's on a bad team, but you can't put it on him.
And the team is so much better when he's on the court. People don't talk about that enough. You can be on a bad team, but if you make the team better when you're on the court, it doesn't matter. You're still winning. You're playing winning basketball, and I think MPJ was a big snub. I think snub for me, Derek White. I know that's some people wouldn't think that. I think Derek White has been the driving force behind the Celtics team. A lot of people say Jaylen Brown MVP shots. I think that's absurd. I think that's crazy. I would put Derek White over Jaylen Brown in the All-Star game. I think he's had a better season than Jaylen Brown, straight up. What do you guys think about that?
Definitely.
Do you guys agree?
It's a take. I'll say it's
something to hear for sure.
Yeah. Are there any other All-Star snubs you guys have?
I would say Keontae George. I mean, his team's also not that great, but I've watched this guy play from high school to Baylor to now playing in the NBA. He's having a great great year.
That's fair. We talked about showcasing those young players. Do you think Keontae George is someone who in the future is going to be a star? Do you think he's on that trajectory?
Absolutely.
That's fair. Do you agree? Do you think he's on that same trajectory?
I do agree, but I do want to bring up a snub, Mac McClung, for the dunk contest. He opted out because people were scared of dunking against him. What are we doing?
Dude, did you see his dunks online that he practiced for the contest?
Yeah, he would have won it. He would have won it.
I think Mac McClung would win. Basically, any year you drop him in, he's winning that dunk contest. How do you guys feel about Mac McClung competing? Because, he was in the G League. Sometimes he's not really an NBA player. Are you fine with that to elevate the dunk contest?
I don't hate it, honestly, but when it comes, I understand Mac McClung's he's a great dunker. Obviously, he's won it a few times, but you only see so much. You can only use a guy so much before it kind of gets old,
That's fair. In regards to that, Mac McClung not being in the NBA when he was in the dunk contest, I've seen some people call for, a celebrity dunk contest. Not a celebrity, but like an all-star one where you get, those elite dunkers from street ball. How would you feel about getting people not even involved with the NBA to try and elevate the dunking product?
Anything better can beat what we just watched. Did you see Jackson Haynes, what he came off bat with?
Agreed.
That was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. We were talking, you could do that in a rec gym.
It was awful.
It was bad.
I think 99% of the time, if you're thinking about putting a big man into the dunk contest, you should go, no way. Never put a big man in the dunk contest. It never works out other than Dwight Howard, I feel like. You want to see those small guys dunk. But, you mentioned a really interesting solution to the dunk contest, the 1v1 contest. We've seen that with Unrivaled with women's basketball where they've had those 1v1 contests. And I can't lie, I've been tuned in like crazy. They have been super electric. How do you feel about that change, Miguel? Would you agree with a 1v1 tournament being implemented?
I would love that. And I'd like to see guys who are like super competitive, like Ant, go up there. I mean, just seeing that competitive nature in a 1v1, it's awesome.
That's fair.
I love that.
I want to hear, who do you guys think would win that? Who do you guys think would be the number one 1v1 player in the league?
Well, I think it depends, honestly, because honestly, these days, basketball is clearly positionless, so
fair,
you don't want to have a spot-up shooter going against somebody like Wemby or something.
Knipple versus Wemby.
It just wouldn't make sense.
That's fair, Miguel. Who do you think, is there anyone comes to mind immediately? That guy, he can hoop. He's going to win that tournament.
I got to glaze Luka here. I love that guy.
Oh,
so I'm going with Luka.
Of course. Doesn't have to pass the ball to his teammates, he'd be good.
He might need some free throws to win it, but we'll see.
Need a lot of free throws. Someone I want to mention also been in the news recently for reasons we won't say, Kevin Durant. I think he's a hooper. I think Kevin Durant is someone who, if you put him in a 1v1 tournament, he's kind of dropping everyone off.
Yeah.
I love that.
But I want to hear, are there any matchups that, rivalries in the league that you think could be squashed during this 1v1 tournament? Are there any specific player versus player matchups that you're like, I want to see that in the tournament? Jeremiah, is there anything?
I'm a big fan of Shea versus Anthony Edwards. I love those two guys. I would love to see them compete against one another.
That's fair, Miguel. Any standouts for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think Ant would beat Shea. But as far as, I'd like to see...
Disagree.
I'd like to see my boy Wemby go against Chet Holmgren, just to see him really get his anger.
I was going to say the exact same thing. I think some people say it's not a rivalry, but Chet has a ring and Wemby doesn't, so I think it's definitely a rivalry. Yeah. And I would love to see that on the court. But I also kind of want to see some players like you mentioned, I think a Cam Thomas, he'd be perfect for this tournament. Someone who maybe in the league, his role isn't as defined. He's not as, locked in. But in a 1v1 tournament, Cam Thomas is getting buckets. So I really would want to see someone like that. Any last thoughts on the All-Star weekend as a whole, or do you think we've covered most everything you'd say? That's fair. So let's move into the second half of the NBA season. We're getting to crunch time. It's getting time to postseason. I mean, who do you guys see as your title favorites? Who do you think could reach that Larry O'Brien at the end of the season?
I'm not going to say I'm biased or anything, but I'm a big fan of OKC. So I think when these guys make shots, this team is so dangerous. And obviously you have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who is the MVP at the helm, at the head of the helm. So I think with them leading the pack, I think they could go anywhere.
Miguel, I have to say, I think I saw a little bit of disagreement there. Do you not think that our king, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, is the MVP?
No.
Oh my
Shai's
gosh.
not the MVP. He doesn't need it again. I don't think he does. I'm going to go with Luka. Hear me out. He is number 1 in scoring. He's top 3 in assists. He's rebounding. I think he's like top 20 as well. He's getting it. And if anything, Shai has proven that someone could get MVP by going to the free throw line. Luka's going to the free throw line a lot. Give it to Luka.
Luka is so much more egregious with his foul baiting than Shai. I don't care. People say Shai's the worst in the league. Luka is worse because he cannot create separation. I look at him this year. He plays fat. I hate to say it. He said he was getting skinny in the summer, but he plays fat. He can't create separation on the perimeter. He can't get to the rim. He's not. Dude, if you compare Luka highlights now to Mavericks early highlights, Luka was slamming stuff. He was dunking that ball. And now you look at him. Has he dunked the ball once in LA? Do you guys think?
I think he has like 1 or 2 on
maybe
fast
one,
breaks.
maybe one. This guy just has lost so much of his athleticism where I think that Shai has been so much better than this year. Someone I would give a shout before I'd give Luka one, Kawhi Leonard. The Clippers' turnaround this year has been absurd. And I think Kawhi Leonard has arguably been the best player in the league since maybe, Thanksgiving. Is there anyone else you guys think stands out as an MVP favorite?
No, but I like your take. I think if Kawhi could continue, if he could do what he did in the All-Star game, continue that, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's also been a lot of talk about Jaylen Brown. A lot of, Bill Simmons, a lot of those media personalities are saying that Jaylen Brown might be the MVP for them this season. How do you guys feel about Jaylen Brown MVP talks?
I mean, John, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the best player in the world, and I just don't think anybody could beat him.
That's fair. Speaking of beating, I mean, we're looking at these title favorites, and we're seeing Detroit on these lists. We're seeing the Knicks on these lists. I got to be walk through some of these. Tell me about the Detroit Pistons. Why do you think they're title contenders?
I like the Pistons, and they kind of have a unique play style. It feels like they're very defensive. They're very gritty. I like watching them play, and they're just – yes, they do have a weaker schedule. It is the East, but if you look at all the games where they've played against, the Knicks, the Celtics, the Nuggets, they have a winning record against all these teams. I'm giving the Pistons a serious shot to win the chip.
That's fair. And then the Knicks. I need to hear about the Knicks because I don't know if I trust Jalen Brunson as a playoff player. I mean, sell me on the Knicks. Why do you think they're title contenders?
I mean, honestly, I don't think it's ridiculous. I feel like Jalen Brunson can lead that team, and then again, they're playing in New York City, so the atmosphere is gonna be there regardless.
I mean, that's fair. I think that my Eastern Conference favorite might be the Celtics, even without Jason Tatum, with how they've been playing this year. We'll have to see, though. There's a lot of season left. Hopefully the Thunder do win it because I'm also a Thunder fan. That's all the time we have for this show. Join Steven on Thursday and me next Tuesday, as this is the end of SportsZone. Have a great day.